Do you think we can get this thing going today? I certainly hope so, because I'm getting filled up around here with projects to work on, and I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. I had another tractor show up the other day. We will look at that in another video, but for today, I think this is going to be our adventure. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, and today we're going to continue on our adventure with this 1755. Last time we fixed the major leak that it had so that we could run it long enough to find out what else is not right. So we need to take the oil back out, and then we need to put on a new line, which consequently I had one on hand. Years ago, I had ordered this for my 1855, and I needed to use the tractor that day, so I reflared the end as best I could, and it's still holding, so I haven't disrupted it yet. And then I actually ended up getting a second one of these lines, so I've got one to spare, so I can afford to let him have that one. We need to take the oil back out to do this. And then I got some other little O-rings and stuff. I got this piece of hose. When I was putting the filter in on film, I actually noticed that it did not have the washer down in this filter housing. So I got that, so we're gonna make that right, because otherwise that bottom seal on the filter is really doing nothing. I mean, it's just kind of floating down in there. It's probably laying on the bottom, I don't know. But anyway, I got stuff to make that right, and then we can put it back together, put the oil in it again, do some more tests and see what we got, check the pressures. I did get some shims if we have to shim up the relief valve again, or whatever else it needs. So hopefully we can get started, and then we'll be able to get this thing going and back to these people. Now, we just had this apart, so everything should come apart easily. But the casual observer will remember that it actually holds more than 5 gallons. So we're going to have to switch buckets midstream here. So we're going to have to pay attention. And I'm also curious to see if this oil has stayed perfectly clean, or if it's gotten a little bit milky from being in there and stirring up what was left over of the other oil. It's pretty clear. There was a little milky haze to that first slug that came out, but this is much, much better than the first oil we drained out of it. So now it's just a waiting game and making sure that we don't overflow our bucket. So we'll just hang out a little bit while we do that. We're gonna have to take this whole filter housing down out of there to get the O-ring put in this tube. I don't know if you can see my finger, but anyway, we're gonna replace the hose, but I'll also replace the O-ring on the tube. But we have to take the filter housing off the tractor to do that, because you gotta spin it around and around to get it out of there. Some people probably say, well, why didn't you do all of that before you ever started? Well, before I ever started, it had such a terrible leak that I couldn't really tell anything of what was going on until I got that leak fixed, where I could run the tractor and see what all our issues were. So unfortunately, sometimes you need to put all the oil in and, you know, take it back out again, because you got to fix the worst thing first, see what the problem is, and then go back and do it again. So I would have liked to fix everything when it was all out the first time, but I also don't want to fix things that don't need fixed. So it's just one of those deals where it's not that hard to drain the oil out of it, and it's not that hard to put it back in. So we'll just go with it, and that's how it's gonna be. I can't tell if we're just about empty. It's still coming out steadily, just a smaller stream. That's what happens as you get older. There, we're gurgling some air, so I would say it's about done. Oh, of course what I've done. The minute I walked away, the bucket overflowed. Okay, I think we're good now. We're down to just a few little drips, so we will take this filter housing off. We'll make do with any little dripping. Okay, just make a mess. That's cool. That's fine. We like that. It would be really nice to have a dry rag, but I don't have that. Okay, before I do anything, I want to take this apart and put that washer down in there so I don't forget about it. Let's see, can we dig this out gently where we can reuse everything because it's all brand new? I think we can. We certainly could if we were much more patient than I am, but there's one. Let's get this out of here. Maybe. There we go. There's our can. There's our spring. Then, here's our washer. There's the part number if you need one. Still available. I'm sure you could probably find it at a hardware store too. It just looks like a machinery bushing, as long as you could find the right size. But we'll lay that on there. And then now, this thing has somewhere to sit against. And we'll put our filter back down in there. And that is much more better. So this is ready to go back on again later, when we get to that point. But we are a ways from that. Okay, now, our main goal is to get to this line. So you got to take the floor loose. And since I'm going to also take this off to replace that O-ring and change this hose, I'm thinking that doing that first, taking that loose, will give us just that much more room to fish this line through there. You can do it with it on there, but I think we're going to go ahead and take more stuff out of our way first. All right, checking your camera to make sure you can see. This is kind of a rig here. There we go. Look at that. Not even tight. I can do it by hand. Okay, let's see. Let's get them both loose. Let's destroy the hose clamp. Yes, that's exactly what we wanted, you know? Why come apart nice? There's no reason to play nice. And we can just totally destroy it. You know, we didn't want to reuse pieces and save somebody 50 cents. We know that these rich dairy farmers have it, so they can pay the extra 50 cents for new clamps, I guess, because it seems to not want to come apart in one piece. Sure. Well, it's loose anyway. It won't hold us back. Just come all the way apart. You might as well. You've done it this far. There we go. What is the dog? I can hear my dog eating something, and it sounds like it's made of plastic, so healthy, I'm sure. That's fine. He somehow found the other day, I don't know where he's been, but he found an entire box of Valentine's Day chocolates and then ate that before I noticed. So, you know, farm dogs, tougher than your little city dogs. Let's see here. Can we get in there to it? Maybe. Covered with grease. There we go. You can't see what I'm doing probably, but just pretend it's something interesting that you like watching. It's not like you've seen me do this exact thing before, earlier this year, which I did on the 1855. Can we get this off of there in some simple fashion? That hose is rotten. Wow. Okay, we caught some of it. Come on out of there. Come on out of there. Here we go. There. Lovely. Alright, now, seeing as how that this is the pump, I would like to stuff a rag in here so that dirt does not go in there while I'm messing with other things. I think, well, I see several issues here. For A, our headlight wires have migrated down here, and they're really normally, I think, up on top. So we should probably address that. I know they asked me if I could get some of the lights working again. And then another thing is, this hose that's got the nick in it, that's been poking me in the hand all the time, I see the end of it right here too. So I'm thinking that maybe I will go ahead and get that too, since it's easy to get to, because that's just gonna fail at some point, and it would probably be easier to do it now than you know, later on. Sorry, I was distracted. There's an airplane flying up above. If an airplane goes above or a car goes by down the road, I stop to watch it. That's just the way it is. I don't know why. I think it must be a thing about living in the country. You just, things rarely go by, so you stop and watch when they do. All right. I think we're gonna move now to pulling the floor up so we can get to the other side of this, and then we'll be able to see both of our lines. We'll be able to move those headlight wires up in there to where they're not getting smushed, because I don't like the way they are right now. They're just kind of, they're really crimped in there, and I don't like that. All right, let's get going. That bolt's doing nothing. So what have we got going on there? We've got a nut on the back side, and it's too small. Sure, yeah, that's nice. I don't remember that. Doesn't necessarily seem like that might be my handiwork. I think that when I was done with the transmission, I did it over there at their place, and I think they put all the sheet metal back on because they were saving money. So there's that. That used to be attached and is no longer. Let's see about that. Maybe I can make that better. Alright. How about this one? That one still had a threaded hole like it's supposed to. There's that. here we can see what we've got. This is our hose that has a boo-boo on it right here, screwed into this block. What else have we got going on here? Our brake lines had been leaking, so they compression fittinged on something. Let's see. Our headlight wires are trapped behind stuff. So I think we'll worry about that in a little bit, if I have to disconnect them and pull them through or whatever. But I'm pretty sure, looking at the others, that they lay on top of here and then they go down. I don't think that they are in between. I think that they come through in here. But I can double check on that. At least I can get them where they're not pinched between something. But this is the other line that's definitely leaking. It just goes into the reservoir. So we're going to take this line loose and at least replace it. And then I'll probably go ahead and see about getting this hose made, because it's a ticking time bomb. As you can see, it's going to go, and that's just going to cause more stress. People don't like it when they spend a bunch of money getting something worked on and then a few days later something breaks. So if we can eliminate those potential things like that, we will. But I'll go get a wrench and we'll get this loose. Is this it? No, it's 7/8. I knew that, but I grabbed the wrong one anyway. I had the other one in my hand, and then I thought, no, let's take the wrong one first. You know? I think before I open that, I'm going to clean it up a little. Right around the... Sure. That's too much. So, perfect. Now, these were off just a few years ago. So why won't you play nice? I'm thinking maybe I want a better wrench that's wider so that I get the most surface area possible. Well, I tried doing the right thing. That didn't work. So let's try the wrong thing. Let's try an adjustable, which is sure to go well. I mean, you just know it is. An adjustable and a hammer. And that worked. So, when the right thing isn't working, just do the wrong thing. Sometimes the wrong thing is more fun. And it works anyway. Come on. Okay, that end's loose. Now, switch to the bottom, which is a different size. Alright, how much of a fail is this going to be? Probably a pretty good one. We want to go up. Yep, sure. Not pay attention. Round it off, sure. There we go. There was a little bit of milky oil trapped in there. Now I don't remember what the easiest way is to get this out. If it's through the bottom or pull it up through the top. I cannot remember. Let's see. It might actually be up through the top, because then you only have to fool with one bend. 190-degree bend. It is. Okay, good. Alright. Let's look this over. That end doesn't look too bad. The underneath of this has really been beat on and twisted. And what's wrong with this? expecting to find a crack in it or something, but it may be not enough. I can see there's a little, well, a nick maybe. That could possibly be. It's hard to see out here. Need some better light. Getting old, can't see. Well, at any rate, we have a better one, so we're gonna put that on. Stop it from leaking. So we'll go ahead and slap that in there. There we go. We want to keep it clean. There we go. I think we'll start the top end and then we'll manhandle the bottom end because it's easier to get a hold of. There we go. Come on. Well, as always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up and leave a comment. Tell me how stupid I am. That's fine. All that stuff helps out the channel, believe it or not. You can subscribe if you haven't already. And anyway, check out the other videos I have because there's getting to be quite the selection of stuff that we've done. So maybe if you're working on something, I've already done a video about that might help you in some way. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.